may not have known that what you're wearing is taken through a 6 to 8 step bleaching process. What is it? What's being processed? It is recycled newspaper. Trash. Think about the trash. Think about a landfill. Think about trash. Well, that's where your sanitary napkins come from. Now, it goes through a 6 to 8 step bleaching process. So if it's trash, it starts out brown, but then we get that good old bright white color. Kind of makes you think it's what, ladies? Clean, right? And what is that white stuff in there? You think it's cotton. Oh boy. So let me break a few things down to you. The top layer is synthetic material. And that little place that you thought was cotton in the middle, that's the recycled trash. And if you check out the base of your sanitary napkin, that is the conventional one, the base of your sanitary napkin is like plastic, like Glad trash bag. Yeah, it's that plastic. And then the sticky part that always mess up our cute little panties, that's kind of on the lines of a duct tape. So if you take all those little chemicals and you put them together and make that chemical soup in your panties, it creates a chemical called dioxin. Yeah. Let me talk to you about dioxin. Let me read what Webster say about dioxin. Dioxin, which is a highly toxic compound produced as a byproduct in some manufacturers, processed, notably herbicide production and paper bleach. It is serious and persistent environmental pollutant, meaning that that chemical that's made in your panties is quite dangerous. This is created in your conventional pads. One other thing I'll share with you, the average woman, she wears about 16,800 sanitary napkins or tampons in her lifetime. That's what she sits on. How many times are you sitting on those toxic chemicals? And the thing that really gets me about the toxic chemicals is when a woman, we giving birth to children, after we give birth and they sit us on that, when your body is so far open and all the fumes are heading right through your body, and we're trying to wonder where all the sicknesses are coming from. Let's think about it, ladies. Let's think about it. When our bodies are 97.8 degrees and you're sitting on chemicals, and we're wondering why we suffer with those old yeast infections. I know that's taboo. Anybody know about those? Or y'all are too young to know about those, maybe. But what about a UTI, urinary tract infection? Just trying to think as well. Vaginal discomfort, rash, irritation, bacteria infection. We're wondering where's all this coming from? Why is it during my cycle something goes wrong every month? Well, we're going to talk about it. Keeping in mind it is a $47.2 billion market on the backs of women who suffer. And the other thing is that we suffer. I'll share something else with you. We suffer, but don't we use something, ladies, like Midol, Advil? Anybody hands go up? Anybody know anything about that? Or is it just me? Okay, Midol, Advil, well, isn't that nice? It would be nice to know that whole pharmaceutical department is tied into what we wear. Interesting. So we put on a toxic chemical trash pad, and then we've got to call on the pharmacy to help us out because we're cramping. Think of it. The writing is on the walls. I think you ladies are getting it, and our men are getting it. Smart group of people here today. You guys get what I'm talking about. Also, let me talk and go a little bit a step further. I'm not making any of this up, not at all. It's just very sad. Ladies, let me enlighten you just a little bit more. How many of you know anything about the pad? Have you ever looked at the packaging of your pad? Well, next time, just look at it. because it's only a phone number on there. There's no ingredients and there's no expiration date on it. According to FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration, the companies that are making these tampons and making these pads, they don't have to disclose what's in them. They just have us wear them. And then many of us get sick. The writing, again, is on the wall. The next step I want to go to, I'm glad we have moms in the room. Oh, we have some moms in the room? Yes, we do. Okay. So also I want to talk a little bit about the reason why I went all the way in on this product. 600,000 women a year have hysterectomies. 70% of those women are African American women. Bingo, I see a problem. So per the Center of Disease and Prevention report, the hysterectomy is a surgical operation to remove all or part of your uterus. I know this happened with women that are a little bit older, 40 and above, but we're seeing it a little bit too much with the younger girls now. And the doctors are suggesting that. Careful, because you don't want to do that, because if you do that, there's no babies can come from there anymore. So we want to be really, really, really careful what's being told to us and what we're believing in terms of people talking with us. Also, although the process continued to occur, we just have to continue to see the writing on the wall. Now, I know I'm talking about this subject and it's a taboo subject, but you know one thing? It's not taboo to me anymore. I'm all about saving the lives of women and girls. You all matter to me. So keep my partners and I in your prayers as we travel the country. It's not easy to get in a lot of doors because many people just are afraid of the truth. But one thing is for certain, I have some really, really cool people involved with us, and they're doctors that are involved, they know. And there's so many people that are involved because so many people want better for us. So many want better for us. So I promised myself I would stick to my notes. So I'm going to go back to them and say that I know that that one thing is for certain. I want to talk a little bit about the toxic pads and tampons again and talk about some of the potential causes. Now, I do have to talk about that, and we have to walk very gently about this subject. But if you are sitting on a pad, it's going up, when you're standing, it goes down. Ladies, we know the flow, we know the drill, right? I can talk to all of you and we can all laugh because we know the drill, right? We know the drill. You know that, when we stand up like, what was that? Like, did my insides just really fall out, right?
No, for
everybody's laughing because you know what I'm talking about. So, but I want to talk a little bit more about that flow. The reason why I'm really passionate about it is because I have a sister. My sister had to get, she had fibroids. It's a common thing we hear about, right? So fibroids is a common thing. Some of the things we hear about are like endometriosis. Did you guys also know there was 4 types of vaginal cancer? Wow. Okay, I see someone knows about it. And the list goes on. And the big C, we don't like to talk about the big C. Everybody know what that is? Oh boy, they don't want us to talk about the big C. Well, my sister, right now, I can talk about it, and she has an idea of where it all comes from. My sister had fibroids, she had a partial hysterectomy. Remember, we're wearing those pads, right? Chemical suit, everything going on down there. My sister now is fighting a second time. She lost one breast, and now she lost another breast. And we also found out that in her lymph nodes, there lies more cancer. You cannot tell her where it did not come from because of the sitting on the trash and it going through your body, because remember, that tissue down there is very, very absorbent. The vaginal area is very absorbent. So as I talk with you about this, I just want you to know that there is a big concern And there is a big group of us that is on the battlefield for every one of you. And believe it, it's not easy for us, but it's fair for you. And we'll fight. And our fight is between that little age of that little 9-year-old who gets her cycle and she gets teased. What about the little fishy girl? How many of you guys know about them? How many of you guys went past a girl like, ooh, good Lord, what that girl and what she smelled like. Although it's funny to the one that say it, can you imagine how she feels? You're bullying, and that's something that we need to help out. So that's part of why I'm here, so I can talk about that as well. So now that I've talked with you about all of those horrible things and horrible thoughts, every one of you ladies can really think about, can you relate to what I'm saying by a show of hands? Or am I just talking, you understand me? You understand it's a rough time. It's a very, very rough time. How many of you guys know that during that time, it's before, during, or after your cycle, something happens? I don't know if it's some before, your mood swings are off. I was talking to my stylist. She said before her, she ruined their trip to Ocean City. Her family trip. She was so mean to everybody. She said the day they were leaving, when her cycle came on, she became nice. They were like, it's too late now. You were going to ruin the trip. She actually just told me that the other day, which I thought was very funny. But I want to talk to you and let you know that during that dark time, that is the time that there's something that goes on with us mentally. Prior to, how many of you guys hate when your cycle is coming? When it's coming. How many of you guys hate when you're on it? Oh. So after we're like, that's over. I'll deal with this again next month. So that's over. But what I want to do today, I want to talk to you a little bit more because I have a secret for you. And you probably never heard this before, but I want to bring fabulous to your flow. How about that? I can do that. I want to share that with you. So what I'm going to share with you as I turn the page after I kind of told you all those things that I felt like you needed to know, I have good news. There is a solution. So that whole smell and the things that we go through and we're so self-conscious, am I bulky? Look, girls, can you see it?
Yes.
We do all those things, right? Or how about this? We do all those things, right? That's what we do, young ladies. We could talk, that's what we do. But we have a solution. So today what I have for you on the table is that I have a prototype of what's to come. And I'm going to give each and every one of you that prototype, and I want you to use it. Then I'm going to challenge you to leave it in your garbage can for 5 days. You won't smell it. I got good news for you. So the product that I'm talking about, it's actually been out. It's been out overseas for the past 20 years. Wonder why that didn't make it to the United States. Well, it's been out, but we now have our hands on it. As of June 1, Jewel Premium Sanitary Napkin will be released for the first time with technology called graphene. And that will be released by my partners and I. We've been working really hard behind the scenes to make sure you are cared for and you're loved and you don't have to suffer in silence anymore. We've been working really hard. So we're going to continue to move forward, and again, I told you those pads are over there, and I want to talk with you a little bit about what's going to be in that pad that we're introducing to the world. And that pad will include soft cotton, negative ions, which are the vitamins of the world. Your vaginal area can't wait for it. It'll actually relax your uterus so you're not cramping so much. I know some of you are in bed the first day, can't get out of bed, can't go to class. It's a whole lot going on. Or it's just my second day or I'm flowing and I just hate it and we're just miserable. But I'm going to let you know we have that. And we have nano silver and we also have a non-toxic polymer. which is in a baby diaper. Remember the little baby diaper they swell up when they go to the beach? That's in our bag. So, And then we have a plant-based adhesive. So we have an outstanding absorbency system, and which will potentially eliminate odor, reduce cramping. Your period may be shortened a few days. Ladies, my daughter used the product. Her cycle was 7, it's now 5. She'll tell you all about it. Absolutely. And again, we're just trying to remove those dark times away from you so you don't have to feel so crazy. Do you know in some of our third world countries, do you know that the young ladies quit school during their cycle? That's just what they have to do. They can't handle that during that time. It's rough. It's rough. So, in closing, I am going to do a slight little demonstration, and you're going to really get a chance to see a little bit about what we're doing. Again, this is our prototype. And I want to do just a small little demonstration. And then on that table, I want you to take a look, because I haven't talked about it. I know we got tampon wearers in here. Love them things, because it doesn't show that bulk. And we love them. But ladies, let me just explain to you, while you're wearing them, you don't know this, but if I just told you that it goes through a 6 to 8 step chlorine bleaching process, and I know the lifeguard in here know what that chlorine bleach is all about. Yeah, it gets rid of a whole lot of stuff, right? So that's in the tampon. So remember, you're inserting that in you. So when you pull that out, know that that whole thing doesn't come out. You know there's particles that emit through your body. Those are all the toxic chemicals. So it may not get you now while you're young, but it'll catch up with you later. 600,000 women having hysterectomies, 70% of them African American. Start reading and listen. The writing is on the wall. It's on the wall. So I am going to do the demonstration, but however, I'm going to close out, and I did want to mention a little bit of the new technology that's going to be in our pads, and the books are on the table. I want you to know a little bit about graphene. Graphene, you heard me say it, right? So then when my company is, I'm helping each and every one of you out, pay all your bills off, because you heard about graphene right here, okay? So graphene is the strongest material measured by scientists. Cancer and diabetes early detection is being developed now with graphene. Graphene is going to change the world. 99.9% bacteria killer. Graphene is coming. They're going to paint this room with graphene paint, and you and I are going to walk through the door, and the room is going to illuminate. No more lights. Graphene, it's coming. Graphene is coming. And the gentlemen that are the founders of graphene, they won a Nobel Prize. It's coming. Graphene is coming. You heard it right here, right? So in closing, I pray that everyone heard my heart, my passion, and my stand that I take for health and wellness. I want to thank Ms. Yomias for having me, for inviting me. And I urge everyone to be a part of the solution. I do have a small token for everyone on that table. Please take one. And you can also take one for a friend that you care about and that you love. And also, I want everyone in here, so young lady, if you guys want to leave your information as I left mine, I will certainly let you know when we are going to officially launch June 1st. We will have these products available. They'll be available. You could use them and feel happy and feel good and feel better. Because we must demand justice for our jewels. Ladies, you matter. You're worth fighting for. It's necessary. And the jewel community need us to rise up. We need to rise up. We can't walk out of here and let it roll off our backs. Because there's someone that you know or someone that you will know that will leave this planet because you didn't share this information with them. Or it may be someone that you know and love, that you know a loved one that you lost, that you're thinking now, wow, I wish this product was out. I wish it was out for all of us. You know, many of us in here, we're like inching near that side where it's just about going to be over. But many of you in here got another 20 years with your cycle. So we want to make sure those are good 20 plus years with your cycle. Now you can get off the trash pad and you can sit on a nice soft cotton pad. Okay? So with that said, I'm going to do a demonstration over there, real quick demonstration. That's the little table over there. My little jewel is over there. Everything is justice for our jewel. We're demanding justice for our jewel. So it's nice, and as I told Queen, you know, I'm traveling the country with my partners, and we're going to continue to demand justice for our jewel. It's necessary. With that said, thank you for your time. Thank you for receiving me with love. I feel it. I'm a person that vibration is everything to me. And I thank you all. And God bless you.